Okay. Whew. Okay, there we go. I think I'm about ready. Hello, everybody. I'm still not at 100% here, but we're close enough. Let me see if I can get a chat room to come up. All right, tonight we're going to be discussing. I got some neat topics tonight. I think you'll like them. I'm going to be taking a little bit more of a deep dive into um, into what's going on with that interstellar object and where it's at, what it's doing, what we have observed, and so on and so forth. I've had a number of requests for this, and I did it about a week ago, and I'm now going to do it again for you guys so that everybody can know what's going on with this thing. I'm still not convinced that it is an alien spacecraft. I am still not unconvinced that it's an alien spacecraft. So I'm looking for, if you guys have any real data tonight, I am looking for real data, not stuff from Facebook. Um, I like to dream and guess just like everybody else, but I also am pretty partial to sticking close to science and all that kind of good stuff. But I also love to discuss the possibilities. You know what it could be. Sorry, I just got home 20 minutes ago, and yeah, I'm here. So I didn't know if I was even going to make it. I went by, grabbed a bite to eat, and ate it real quick while I was getting ready for the show, and here we go. We are live. All right, I've got tonight on your screen there. I've got a bunch of different stuff up, so I'm just going to go over what I can remember here. Right above me, this is Chicago, Illinois, and Portland. Chicago's the big one. Portland is that little sliver up there, and he's switching back and forth. I think that's Portland, Andy. And then above that, you've got, I believe that's in France. I'm pretty sure it's in France. But I'm going to get I'll get the exact location on that one here in just a minute. But that one is live. Also, all these are supposed to be live right now. In the center, you've got a split screen. That's that flotilla arriving in Palestine, and they're being intercepted one by one as they come in. I don't know if they've got that wench Greta Thunberg yet. I'm not sure. And then over there, way over there in the corner on the other side, I split that. That's three different players that I'm originating here. One is from left to right. You've got New Orleans. You've got Bourbon Street, New Orleans. In the center, you've got the back of the Federal Ice Building in LA, looking for a protest to break out just any time. And on the right, we've got a live view of Times Square, where there's quite a crowd gathered tonight down in Times Square. All right, so that's what we've got. That's the sights and sounds of Earth there for you guys. And then I also, on the radar, there's not a lot going on. There's no watches. I'm sorry, there's no warnings of any kind out right now. I have no warnings. I've got a flood discussion going on down here. I guess enough people got together and started discussing it. All right, and so that, yeah, there's not a lot to show you on there. I was going to see if I could at least pull up some weather cams, but there's not even really any storms going on. It's just not that much going on out there. So let's look out here. We've got some more storms, but there's no cameras out west here on my system. Here's another one, flood discussion. Bunch of people discussing it. And there you go. That's what there is right now, guys. There's no storm chasers out. There's no reason for storm chasers to be out, and there's not even really any cameras. So there you go. I may put something else in that window later, if we find something to go in that window. Let me get the chat room up. I'm still trying to get a chat room up. Hello, James. How's it going? Let's see here. Bill and Victor, welcome in, guys. I do appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much. And to the rest of you that are here, thank you very much for being here tonight. Okay, I am going to do a news roundup. I'm going to do all the usual stuff that I do on here, even though there's not a lot going on today. Oh, P. Diddy, P. Diddy had almost all of the serious charges dropped against him. He's only facing some of the more minor charges, and now he's crying to the judge, "Oh, please don't put me in prison. Please don't put me in prison." It's like, give me a break, dude. Most of this is political. I really don't want to get into political stuff. Ooh, what happened here? See, Cracker Barrel dumps consulting firm profit after major rebrand backlash from customers. Wow, I didn't realize that they had hired a consulting firm. Boy, that's a miss. What a miss. This consulting firm is actually named Profit. Um, and they hired Profit to do this brand upgrade for them. Wow, ain't that some shit? The chain faced intense backlash after unveiling a new logo and redesigned stores that longtime fans said stripped away what they loved most about the brand. Cracker Barrel restaurants, long known for their quiche Americana decor, yeah, you can call it that, I guess, were recast in a style critics called drab and soulless. The uproar grew after the company dropped its iconic logo of an elderly man leaning on a barrel. In March, they said in a press release that Profit was hired to redesign Cracker Barrel restaurants and lead a new brand marketing campaign. At this time, the company said in collaboration with Cracker Barrel, they're focused on reshaping a new brand vision that will enhance market share while preserving company's unique heritage. The new strategy will inform brand communication, restaurant design, brand marketing campaigns, and a redefined employee value proposition. It's a bunch of that bullshit CEO speak. Here's the thing. I know all those big words. I can speak all those big words. But you should, just use them because you know how to use them, You ain't Mr. Spock, bitch. They pledged $4 million in 2020 and began DEI initiatives, saying the company would bring back black team members across every level of the firm. Our Cracker Barrel here has white, black, and Hispanic people working in it. I think there's an Asian in there too. I don't think about stuff like that. I never would have thought that Cracker Barrel was anti-black or something. Did anybody think that? I mean, we got black folks that work at our Cracker Barrel. I don't know. That really I don't know. Last time I ate at Cracker Barrel, my waitress was a black lady. So what are we talking about here? Maybe it's anecdotal. Maybe it's just mine. I guess all the other black people don't work there no more. I'm sorry. A lot of people won't talk about stuff like this, but I will. I will, because I'm telling you something. All right? The best way to not be racist is to just discuss things out in the open like this. They hired somebody, they hired a consulting firm for $4 million or some shit. Oh no, I'm sorry. The $4 million was to hire a DEI person and DEI initiatives. And they do it because they want to get black customers to return to Cracker Barrel, and they want to keep they want to get black people to work there again. Did we have this problem? There's plenty of black folks eating my Cracker Barrel. We're very mixed culture here in Southwest Florida. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, I guess, but maybe it's not this way everywhere, but every Cracker Barrel I've ever been in, everybody's in there eating. I didn't notice that it was some kind of white place or something. Black people are southern and country and all the same thing white people are. I just don't understand it. I think the whole thing is just, it was overplayed bullshit, and I'm glad it's kind of not. I feel bad if any black person felt like they couldn't eat in a Cracker Barrel. I'm sorry. I don't know where you got that impression. I don't see it. Yes, the old man was the co-founder, his uncle, and his name is Herschel, and he's a real person. And they took his ass off the. Well, he's back now. You know what? I've been taking drives. I had to go down to Naples. I had to go up to Venice, and I'm going back to Venice in the morning. Every time I drive by one of those Cracker Barrel signs now, I get a little warm and fuzzy inside. I'm thinking, that's still up there because of us, because the squeaky wheel got the grease. I talked about this on this show. I talked about this on my radio show. Now, those are both very small in comparison. This show very small in comparison to my radio show, where I get about 120,000 listeners a day. But that's very small compared to the fact that Clay and Buck were talking about it all the time. And Glenn Beck was talking about it all the time. Mark Levin was talking about it all the time. Sean Hannity was talking about it all the time. Fox News, Newsmax was talking about it all the time. So there was a lot of discussion about it out there, a lot of national discussion. Started mostly because of local and internet discussions, and it finally built up to the level that the national people picked it up. And next thing you know, they're taking the 4 that they had already done and they're putting them back. Yeah, and that's a win. That's a win. That's a W. That's a win. Okay, I'm telling you, because you got to send a clear message to people. Look, we liked you the way you were, and all that DEI stuff was making you do things that you never needed to do. We don't need to convince black people to eat at Cracker Barrel. They like Cracker Barrel. I don't know where you've been. They eat at my Cracker Barrel. The Hispanic people come in large tables eating in my Cracker Barrel. Are you kidding me? No one does family like Hispanic folks, I'm telling you. They're so family. I just love that. They come in there and take up a whole bunch of tables. I don't understand where this whole racial thing's coming from. I don't get it. Does anybody else see? Does anyone else feel that there was anything about Cracker Barrel that would turn black folks away or Hispanic folks away? I don't know. I'll leave it there. I probably shouldn't go off on stupid shit, but I just wanted to bring up to you guys that the CEO Michael Dunn of Profit, apparently they have they're gone by every this Profit, this company that they hired, that Cracker Barrel hired, they are basically a DEI company. It's a consulting company that comes in and super DEIs your place and makes it to where it won't be racist anymore or whatever. This was a big deal. Um, yeah, you know about all the rest of this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. They lost $140 million off the chain's market value. They have slowly gained some of that back. Um, their shares are down right now 7% year over year to date. Um, yeah, all right, you guys know the rest of this. It's a long ass story, but I think all the rest of this just goes through what we've already talked about. You didn't need to change a thing. Whatever. I guess they learned. Hopefully, they learned their damn lesson. Don't try that bullshit again, huh? All right. One thing I did want to do here, and I gotta set something up. Give me 1 second here. I need to set up an image. Browse. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about in just about 2 minutes here is the Comet 3i Atlas. We're going to talk. I'm going to get into in depth with that. Let's go that way. All right. So basically, what spaceweather.com, and you guys know I do love spaceweather.com. I go there in the morning. I go there in before the show. I always make sure to check it at least twice a day. I don't think I realized that. I don't watch a lot of TV commercials. I hear a lot of radio commercials because I put them in, I play them, they're on my station all the time, I make them. But when it comes to TV commercials, especially like local, I don't watch any television. If I want to watch a show, I go pull it up commercial free somewhere. I just really, I've gotten to where I just don't watch any TV. In the meantime, while this is pulling up, I want to tell you guys something else that's really, really cool. Something really interesting has happened. As you guys know, I've been telling you guys for a while now that TV is kind of a waning thing. You know, it's kind of going away. It's kind of slowly, as we see it, it's going to kind of finally go away at some point. What we're seeing it slowly replaced with, of course, is on-demand television and other things too, like video games and things like that, things people can do. So there's a lot of different things out there that are in competition with TV. And so I'm hoping I can find this. It keeps moving up and down. I found the other one here. Oh boy. Anytime I need to find something, I wish I had like an hour or two more between shows so that I could prep. Let's try this. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about this here in just a minute. So we had another person in our District 19 congressional race down here. This race is still a year. The vote for this is still almost a year away. and yet we've already got, I think, like 12 or 13 people in the race. It's a little crazy down here right now, like that. I don't know. I'm not even sure if this is the article. No, this is not. All right. Well, I'm just going to tell you from my memory without giving you a bunch of exact numbers. But the ratings, the Nielsen third quarter ratings just came in. And as you guys know, I'm in the business, so I really pay close attention to these things. Something very historic has happened. Now, you guys know Fox News has been dominating Fox. I'm talking about Fox News, cable news network. I know there's Fox Business, Fox Weather, Fox Radio. There's a lot of other Foxes, but I'm talking right now about Fox Cable News, the main Fox News channel, not Fox Broadcast, Fox News. Okay, it's on cable only. Fox News beat NBC Broadcast, CBS Broadcast, ABC Broadcast, and Fox Broadcast, and CNN. They beat everybody. They, in prime time, more people watch Fox News than any other single television channel anywhere. It's a little spooky. It's a phenomenon right now. And CNN has dropped to the lowest levels. While Fox News in the 9 o'clock prime time slot is getting 3.15 million viewers, or 3.35 million viewers, CNN's getting 500,000. About a sixth of the viewers. MSNBC slightly higher, or what is it called now? MS Now, MSLSD. I forget what it's called now. Anyway. So in other words, if you take CNN and MSNBC and add them together, you'd still have to multiply it by 3 to get the Fox's ratings. It's crazy. And there's several reasons for this, and I'm not going to get overly political. But these news outlets have just gone off the deep end. They protected Biden for so long when he was obviously senile. They just covered up and covered up and covered up for the left for 4 years. And they've lost all their credibility. And boy, Fox is reaping the benefit. There's also been a rise in Newsmax, which is basically the just right of Fox alternative channel, which a lot of people don't even know exists. But it's called Newsmax, and it's a good channel, just like Fox. They don't have the resources Fox does. And then Fox also has Fox 4 Now, Fox 4 Raw online, and they have Fox Weather, and they have Fox Broadcast, and they have Fox Business. It's becoming quite the thing. Anyway, I just thought I would bring that up. What's good about that is all these hard skew opinions that you're getting on MSLSD and CNN, the Communist News Network. What you're getting over there mostly is just propaganda and talking points. Even on Fox, you're getting them on the right, but at least they're giving you something that's a little closer to balanced, because they are at least giving you both sides. They obviously skew right, but at least they're giving you both sides. I sit there sometimes and I'll watch MSNBC, Fox, and CNN. And I will write down the top headlines, the top 5 headlines or top 10 headlines for each channel. And you know what? This is something we do in the newsroom at work with local news. What you're looking for is not a lie in the coverage or anything. What you're looking for is the bias of omission. I'm looking to see if the stories that they're covering, the top 10 stories, are the top 10 stories, or are they skipping three of the big stories of the day because they don't play well for the left. And that's what goes on a lot. um, yes, I do believe the the ratings book closed um, a week or so after the Charlie Kirk thing, so I'm sure that's possibly what put them up over the network. Remember, um, Fox covered it, Newsmax covered it, my radio station covered it, but MSNBC and CNN, they played it in a box and they talked over it and they shit talked everything about it while it was going on, rather than covering and actually playing the event. They would have none of the event actually play on their audio. And the three big major networks, your broadcast networks, didn't show it, didn't report on it, didn't talk about it, didn't care. And so, yeah, I think that's probably another reason why we're seeing this spike on that. All right, so let's get back over and talk about 3i Atlas. I've got a graphic here that kind of show you guys what's going on with this bad boy, and it's. Let me see if I can. I don't know if. Let's stretch that out just a little bit there. I don't know if that's a little easier to read. All right, let's do this. It's the third confirmed interstellar object. You guys know that. It's got a hyperbolic trajectory that proves it came from outside. And obviously, if it comes from outside, it's going to carry material of some kind from, at the very least, it's going to carry some kind of inert material from another solar system. On October 3rd, which is tomorrow for most of us, 3i Atlas will pass just 0.195 AU, which is about 29 million kilometers from Mars. Remember, an AU stands for an astronomical unit. One astronomical unit is the distance between the surface of the Earth and the surface of the Sun during a standard orbit. Now, it's going 0.19, so that means it's only going to be about 20% of the distance between here to the Sun. It's going to be the closest, one of the closest interstellar encounters with a planet. Its brightness will peak at magnitude plus 6.7, almost visible to the naked eye if you were on Mars. I don't think I have any viewers on Mars. The comet is currently behind the Sun from our perspective right now. We don't even have a direct view of it. Earth-based telescopes cannot observe it until after December 2025. Well, until sometime during December 2025. Mars orbiters provide the only clear vantage point at this point. 6 spacecraft. 6. This is incredible when you think about it. 6 spacecraft may observe. NASA's MAVEN, the MRO, the ESA Mars Express, the ExoMars, and the UAE Hope, and China's Tianwen-1 are all in a position where they're going to get a closer look at this thing than we're able to get here on Earth, because it never really gets that close to Earth. We're over on the other side of the solar system. Multiple images on various spacecraft can capture spectra, images, gas composition, and they can use devices on board to sense different things to send back to us. High-rise imaging potential. Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Remember, this is a spacecraft that's already up there, okay? It's called HIRISE, HIRISE, can resolve 29 kilometers per pixel. It may capture more than 850 pixels across the coma. Researchers hope it might even glimpse into the nucleus beyond. This thing's going to capture really good images of this thing. Remember, everything we have now is just like a blob, a color. It's hard to tell anything. We're actually going to get some better photography of this thing. Interstellar comets in the past have showed unusual chemical ratios. Scientists would expect different carbon chains or ices to exist on this versus things that are created on our own solar system. The coma may reveal clues about alien star systems. The possibility of an alien artifact. Some are speculating that 3i Atlas could be artificial or alien tech, like the debates over Amaswama, which I believe was the first one that came through. Scientists caution that no evidence supports this yet. Of course, because you know what? All your NASA scientists, I swear the rover could pull up to a 69 Buick. And the scientists at NASA would say, we've determined that thing that looks like a 69 Buick is just a rock. Scientists are hoping that better imagery will settle the rumors one way or the other. We need to image this thing. I want you to think about it. It's leaving. It's going to be going by soon. It's going to make its closest pass to the sun pretty soon. I think you guys can see that on there. It makes its closest pass to the sun on the 30th of October. And then from there on, it's on its way out. You see where Earth is, we're way over here, so we really, we really weren't in the way of this thing. It's not coming anywhere that close to us. Energy and motion. It's on a hyperbolic orbit, meaning it will never return. If it was a parabolic orbit, it would go out, and eventually, the gravity from the sun would eventually stop it, and it would then begin to turn back. That's a hyperbolic orbit. That's a parabolic orbit. A hyperbolic orbit means that it's just it's not coming back. It's going to continue on. It may be on some large orbit of its own. We don't know, but it's not likely. Not because there's no other gravitational bodies near our solar system. Yeah, there you go. Okay, real quick, I don't know what the creek is that just came up over my head. I'll figure that out in just a minute. Above that is France. They're protesting over there. It's a pro-Palestinian, anti-Jewish protest of some kind. Do they need a reason to protest? They're having fun. All right, and in the middle there, that is, we're watching for Greta Thunberg and the rest of her failed flotilla to arrive in Gaza. And then in the right, I've got that split into three. You've got Bourbon Street, downtown LA, and Times Square. And right now we are talking about that's cool. All right, so anyway, its velocity suggests that it's been wandering interstellar space for millions of years. See, this could be an interstellar spacecraft, but it's long inert. You know what I mean? It's just nothing left of it now. But it's more likely that it's just a big, huge rock of some kind that, like, two planets collided, kind of like we did with our moon at one point, and two planets collided, and this one really big ass rock was shot off in such a trajectory that it became hyperbolic, and it never returned. And then it may have slingshotted around 2 or 3 suns before it got to here, and that's changed its speed and trajectory. Yeah, France is in a real mess right now. It's thought that it originates from a distant star system. It's currently magnitude 6.7. Humans on Mars could see it faintly without an aid. Earth-based observers must wait until later in 2025. Spacecraft will catch its brightest and most effective phase coming up. Instruments will check for organic molecules. That's something else. Researchers hope to identify complex hydrocarbons. Um, this chemical signature, if we can use our devices to be able to detect it, could show whether it formed near or far from its potential star. This makes Mars basically a science platform for us. We've got equipment at Mars that we're now going to use to work science in space for us, because Mars is going to have a really close pass tomorrow with this thing. Now, if it stops and lands on Mars, we know we got a problem. This encounter highlights Mars as a science platform. I said that. Spacecraft around Mars may capture data, obviously, that we will not be able to get from Earth because of the positioning. Scientists see this as a blueprint for future interplanetary observation campaigns. In other words, in the future, we could just put spacecraft in space that are on standby. And that way, when we detect something like this, we immediately move to intercept. If the spacecraft's already sitting up there, we put them in some kind of retrograde orbit behind us or something, to where they're in our orbiting path or whatever, and they just sit out there taking readings, doing what they do. But then as soon as something comes up that we can't explain, we could actually have something that could respond, and it would have a full package of all kinds of different cameras and imagers, and it would be awesome. I know without Bruce Willis, we have not a chance in hell. Yeah, Poland, you're right. We talked about that the other night. Poland has been a lot more stringent on their open borders. They've been a lot more stringent on civil disobedience, and they've been somewhat less lenient on crime, and that has created a much safer environment for the Poles, and that's good for them. Um, yeah, the manhole cover. Uh, it is what it looked like. Homemade pretzels. I mean, yeah, I guess that would be cool. All right, so anyway, there's been a bunch of efforts to try to launch things and get things up there, but everything fell short because of money. And most of the observations and stuff that are being done at universities. They're being done gratis. Um, some think that it's approaching Mars. It's getting really close to Mars while avoiding Earth. Um, and some people think that might be an issue. That might be something there. That maybe it doesn't want nothing to do with us, but the next most likely planet that you would be able to stop on, or to build on, or to create on, would be Mars. It's not in the Goldilocks zone, but it's close. I guess with a little bit of terraforming, it could be again. If successful, Mars orbiters may provide a definitive data set on an interstellar comet. This could influence how future missions are designed. Um, 3i Atlas right now, if it continues on its course, which it will unless it does something to change it, which I don't think it will, but it could, if there was some kind of technology there or something. But right now, it's not a danger to Earth or Mars. Um, its dust tail, its dust tail will exist for some time, and it may be possible to actually have a mission in the future to collect dust from this interstellar object, and so that's a possibility. Um, there is no direct intercept path. There's no mission for direct intercept that we are aware of. Although, if you think we're aware of everything that goes on in space, you're nuts. I have never been a huge pretzel fan, but I do like them. Um, Many people believe that objects this large are ejected during planet formation or during planetary collisions. High-rise images of the nucleus. This would be the first core of an interstellar object that would ever be seen by human technology. It could reveal its size, shape, and surface activity. They're eager to compare it to all the data that we have on our own comets here. You know what's neat about these visitors from another solar system is it reminds us that we're part of a much larger galactic neighborhood. You know, it's not just us on this one ball. Even people don't don't think that there's anything to this other than it's a rock still understand the learning potential here, because there's a lot that can be learned from this big piece of rock. It could expand humanity's cosmic perspective. It's a rare, fleeting opportunity we may not ever see again in our lifetime. They don't come very often, these interstellar objects. So that's why it has become kind of important. Anyway, there you go. All right, so that's it. That's what I got on that one. I don't know what this riverbed is coming up in filling holes, but I guess if you're going to fill the hole with something, it might as well be that. All the protesters are going to bed, it looks like. I'm going to run it again and see what I get. I'm looking for more of the protests in Portland. Um, I love I love these graphics. Biggest government shutdown ever. Really, what makes one bigger than the other? Or is it just big because Trump's doing it? It's big. All right. Big beautiful shutdown. Uh, oh, Auntie's the pretzel place. We got one of those here. I think we got one of those here in our mall. Wayne, there's no way to know. Um, there's no way to know because we would need to figure out the direction of the debris and all that kind of stuff. Truth is, Mars is so far away. It's smaller than Earth. It's on a much wider orbit than Earth. And if this thing were to strike Mars and have a major impact, there may be no discernible thing, anything happen here for years. There may eventually be a debris field that works its way into our orbit. Then again, it could literally put shit right in front of our orbit this next time around. Who knows? Um, hey, Coco. I think it's pretty amazing that we have seen 3 interstellar objects in our life. I do. I think that's pretty amazing. Yeah, that boy, that specialty stuff, like the Cinnabons place. My mom, when we were in the mall before she had her medical thing, we were all in the mall, her and we walked by this Cinnabons, and my mom says, "How much for a cinnamon bun?" And the guy goes, "Get this, we're out of singles. You have to buy them in a 6 pack." And my mom goes, "Well, how much for 6 of them?" And he's like, $26. And my mother looked at me and looked back at him and looked back at me. And I literally, it just came out of my mouth. I didn't mean to say it, but I just said, "He's smoking crack. Let's get out of here." And we walked away. Sometimes I just say things out loud. I don't know what to say. All right. Great crowd tonight, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. A couple of our streams that we had up have gone off. I do have a. Oh, crap. I do have a live shot here out of Portland where something was supposed to happen, but nothing's happening. But I'm going to go ahead and stick it up because I got a couple of holes here I got to plug. So I'm going to put this here. This is a street view looking through a window in Portland, Oregon, right near where there's supposed to be some mess going on tonight. So I'll leave that up. Let me see what else I can find. Protest. Thanks everybody for being here. I've got a bunch of my streams back up. I got the Railroad stream up, the Florida Amateur Radio stream up, the 7.2 is up, Chicago scanner, Baltimore scanner, and LA scanner with the call tracker screen. And I've got one more computer over there I'll have up probably tomorrow or the next day. But I'm getting everything back up again. Yeah, cinnamon's good. I love cinnamon. I mean, you can put cinnamon. You know what my favorite thing in the whole world? I don't need cinnamon. You know what my favorite thing in the whole world is? It's very specific. It's an English muffin. And you put it in the toaster. And you toast it to where it's nice and hot. Just starting to get a nice golden brown on it. You pull it out. You put Brummel and brown butter on it. Or some kind of tasty butter. Don't get that tasteless shit like Country Crock. I mean, get some butter that tastes like butter, right? Put it on there, and then I take cinnamon and sugar, and I mix it. About, I don't know, 3 or 4 parts sugar, 1 part cinnamon. And I mix it, and I just sprinkle that right on there, just like that. And that's how I eat. That's one of my favorite breakfasts right there. Um, breaking news, there's someone normal in Portland. Monkey bread with nuts. Does that make those monkey nuts? Oh, and Morocco, my God, they are. And Madagascar, and Israel, Sumad, Flotilla. That's that thing that wench Greta Thunberg is in. They're burning shit down in Morocco. Yeah, that the upper one up there under my logo, that one is actually going to be in um, I don't know. I think it's rotating. I'm not sure where that one is. It doesn't even say. Oh, also protests in Serbia, protests in Turkey, protests in Pakistan, and of course the Gaza flotilla thing again. Um, Also in Paris, protesting going on. Oh, I said, oh wait, there's Chicago and Portland. That's my show. I'm already doing that one. I could put my show up in one of the little windows. Oh God, what are you gonna do anyway? Um, Guys, hit that subscribe and hit that bell because I only go live on this channel when I'm actually hosting. So if you hit the bell on this channel, it will not go off all the time. Okay? Um, just go ahead and hit that bell. All right, Wayne, have a good night, buddy. I'm gonna stay on with you guys for another hour or so. Um, but yeah, don't hit the bell on Starship After Dark. Please go hit the subscribe, please. But don't hit the bell because sometimes it'll go off 4 or 5 times a day. Do hit the bell for Starship Adventures because on this channel, if it goes off, it's because I'm here and I'm live and I'm doing a show and something breaking is going on. Some breaking news or something is going on out there. And I want to tell you guys, ever since I split all of my unmanned coverage over to the backup channel and the manned coverage here, I will say my numbers on that other stuff have not gotten any better. It's pretty bad. But I don't care about that. The numbers here have gotten better. I'm getting a little better numbers every night. And I think it's because you guys are coming in and you're staying longer. See, with those other streams, people would come in, they would stay for 30 seconds or a minute, and they would leave. That would hurt what I'm doing here. Now, the only thing I go on live on this channel with is me. And that way, you guys know if the bell goes off that I'm actually on talking about something. It could be breaking news, or it could be my regular 9 o'clock show. It could be a live drive, or I'm storm chasing. There's just a lot of different things that I do. My car sits out here ready to go. The radios, everything's in it, everything's set up, and all the brackets are in it, the bracket for my tablet, all the power wires, everything's already run. And all I do is put the little light on the roof and put the phones and the tablets and all the little spots, and I'm literally 2 minutes and I'm rolling, just like at the days of the fire department. So if something big happens, I'm going to cover it. I don't care if it's a structure fire down the street, a big commercial building, or if it's a flood or whatever it is, I'm going to take you guys on the road from here. And coming up in November, from the 31st, from Halloween, for the next 10 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's going to be about 10 days. I'm going to be in Georgia, and I'm going to be up there going to the Atlanta Ham Fest on the 1st of November, and I'll be doing all this live with you guys. And then I'll be at my cabin for an entire week. I don't know if I'll be doing something like this in the evenings that week. I may just be doing drives because the internet is a mess up there. But I'm going to try to be on as much as I can. I'm also taking a lot of video. I'm going to make videos and post videos that week, which I haven't done in a while. So it'll be fun. Yeah, the live scanner broadcasting is cool. I don't get a lot of numbers on it. If you guys want to help me out, just put one of them on when you go to bed tonight and just let it play with it on mute or whatever. Uh, I need viewer hours over there. I need people to go on and watch and stay on for a long time. That's really what helps that channel over there. But I'm also, I appreciate it, and I hope you do it. But I'm also not begging either. I don't need to get that channel to a certain point. It's almost tier 1 monetized, but I'm not really expecting any super chats or anything over there. I just want to keep it going. I want to eventually get it monetized for ads, and so that if it does catch on, that I could use the revenue from that, so that I can do even more. Because everything I make on YouTube goes back into YouTube. Yeah, there's no protests here either. Uh, wow. Okay, so anyway, that's what we have there. Now, as far as the tropics, there's just not. It's just not. It's a dead season. I don't know what to tell you. There is a few things we'll go over here. There is going to be a little phenomenon that happens over Florida here. We've got a low pressure center that's over near Nassau in the Bahamas. And that is going to come over our way at some point. Here we go. There we go. That's what we have right now, guys. That's the current tropical. You can see here that that blob over Florida, it's going to, it's an area of low pressure that's going to form along a remnant frontal boundary near the northwestern Bahamas and southern Florida during the next day or two. Any additional development is expected to be slow to occur as the system moves over the panhandle. See, that's the thing. As it starts to get together, it's got to go over Florida. And even though Florida doesn't have any mountains, for a small storm like this, it's still devastating. It completely cuts off the energy. Then when it reemerges in the Gulf, it's only going to have a short time before it's up into the panhandle somewhere. So don't expect a hurricane out of this. But there could be some nasty weather for parts of Florida. So, of course, we're keeping an eye on it. This other one down here looks to be on a little more of a trajectory that could bring it into the islands. I'm going to go ahead and bring up, where is it? Let's refresh this, and let's go ahead and add all the models to it, and let's see what we got here. Let's run the models. All right, here we go. There's that cluster of models down here, and there's that cluster up by Florida. I'll run this a few times, but there you can see that cluster coming down through here. A lot of them stay low. A lot of them come into the Caribbean. And so about half of those models brought it into the Caribbean. All right, let's run it again. This time I'm gonna be watching over here. I want to watch what happens over here. There's that thing that forms, and it basically sits there over the Bahamas for a couple days. Then it makes its run across Florida. Really not a lot of confidence there. But, I mean, a lot of models pick it up. There, one model actually formed a low pressure center there. Oh, wow, and a tropical storm over the Bahamas, and then it pulls away. Well, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and let's just take a look at the GFS model here. See what that looks like. There it does. It does try to form a low pressure down there, and it just comes across the state and washes out. That other one comes across. Look how low it is, guys. It does come up quite a bit, though. and there it starts to fetch north. Whoa, look at that. That deepens down there in the Caribbean. Whoa. That's at the very end of the forecast, though. Very little confidence at the end of the forecast. All right, let's look at the euro, which has been very conservative. Very conservative. Here we go. Yep, it doesn't really pick up nothing. And coming across the Gulf, coming across the Intertropical, it picks up nothing. That's the typical, that's what you basically get out of that now. They've ruined that model. All right, here we go. Okay, so this one here, it actually forms this into a storm down here. Right there, you've got Genesis, but it brings it pretty far north. Yep, it just brings it up there. And this thing here in Florida, again, it just kind of goes over the state and washes out. Nothing really to that. Yep, so the big story coming up is as that low pressure system does linger out there, let's see if I can get this to open. All right, it's a little hard to see, but this is for the next few days, and you guys can see there. Actually, this is for today, but this same thing's going on the next couple days as well. Areas of Florida's east coast are getting a lot of watches and warnings over there. Over on this side, we're getting some breeze. That's about it. Some breezy conditions, but really nothing to it. Yeah, Florida has open carry now, and the whole world didn't come to an end. All right, guys, let's see what else we got going on tonight. Okay, so let's do this. Well, there was supposed to be a launch, but I guess it didn't happen. All right, guys, a little bit of activity today. Wow, look at this. Not an incredible amount, but back up here again in the Russia Peninsula, we've had another 6 or 8 earthquakes up here. Most of those are in the 4 range. Lots of them in the 4 range. Some minor ones over here, up around Oregon, where we've dealt with them before, just recently, and some new ones up here in the Alaskan Peninsula as well. Um, yep, and there's a five in the Philippines. Another couple fives in the Philippines down there. Um, and that's what you got. A couple in South Africa, 5.7. I'm sorry, South America. What am I thinking? Um, Santiago, and also in off the coast of central Chile. Chile. All right, and there you go. That's what we've got. Nothing crazy, but still, we're in a fairly active period right now, to say the least. Yeah, we were playing stuff on that again. I got a clip of Al Gore. Uh, he was saying this was at a climate conference about 16 years ago, and he was talking about how everything's going to be flooded because the warming's causing the cooling all up and down the coast. That's my best Al Gore. Is that okay? Anyway, um, he said that by 2025, right now, that New York, Staten Island would be mostly underwater, and that Miami would be underwater, and that you wouldn't be able to drive down many of the streets in Miami because it would look more like Italy. Um, well, guess what? None of it ever. It never. The tide never rose. It never rose. Um, oh, full clip. That doesn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all that there's some correlation. Although many of these quakes happen a lot deeper than man's activity generally goes, a lot of them don't. A lot of them are really shallow, and like you said, they're around drilling areas. Um, well, climate change is like every other government disaster. They just keep moving the goalposts. You're never going to actually get there. Hey Heath, what's up, buddy? Yep, I got everything situated at work. I'm definitely coming up. I'm leaving on the 31st. I'll be there the night of the 31st. Um, yep. I'm looking forward to working POTA. I got a really nice tablet now right here, and I've got all the software all set up in it and everything. I'm just really looking forward to get going with it. All right, guys. I've exhausted what I have here for material tonight. So that means I'm going to put the onus on you a little bit. Is there anything you would like me to discuss or comment on while I'm here? Anything I can come on with? I'd be glad to do that here in our last hour. They actually brought in beer to taste tonight. We do beer tasting. You know, like we have a well here tonight. It was Michelob Ultra. You know, Michelob Ultra, and I don't work for a beer company. Michelob Ultra is the number one beer right now. Um, but this is what it is: American Cancer Society, and making strides for breast cancer. We do stuff with them every year. It's our big beer distributor. working alongside a bunch of other businesses and a lot of our bars and our restaurants and our grocery stores, and we all get together, and the money stays local, and it's all for breast cancer stuff. And what this fund does is it provides like things people need when they get diagnosed and stuff like that. So it's something we do every year, and it's a local thing down here that they do in the bars. But we advertise on our station. So they brought us in some beer tonight, and it's like, I always feel like, we're not supposed to drink beer at work, obviously, but they brought us in some beer to taste. So it's like, okay. So I had a few tastes, but we just opened like one, and we poured a little bit in each cup because we're not really supposed to be drinking, but we wanted to be nice and taste it and talk about it on the air. I haven't watched the video yet, but I did look at it briefly. I looked at the situation on the 7-2. I don't know what's like I said, I need to look at it. I need to check it out. I would like to know what he did that rose to the level of a fine on the 7-2. Was he just jamming? Sometimes people get on there and they just play music. And if they catch you playing music, they probably would fine you. But there was a guy on there every night. He was spinning the old country classics on there every night, and I thought maybe that's what it was. There's reports right now that the Portland ice facility is under siege, and that the police there, the local police, are not answering calls for help from the federal government. So this could get interesting. Something to watch overnight tomorrow. Um, really? See, they normally wouldn't care about stuff like that. There's got to be more to this. This guy's got to have really gotten under some people's skin or something. They don't really do the decency standard stuff anymore, and they really, other than unless you're really, really, really annoying. So he was talking to himself. Nice. All right, guys. Well, let's go through the headlines real quick. As you guys know, today, as of last night at midnight, the government has officially shut down. And this is due to a failure to pass a funding bill or a continuing resolution. Roughly 800,000 federal employees are being furloughed, while many others continue working without pay. Now, let me clarify, because this pisses me off. We had a guy come on today, and I wanted to rip him an asshole, but I didn't do it. He come on today talking about how this isn't fair for federal workers because the federal workers, they get sent home, they don't get pay, or they have to work and they don't get pay, and and I'm like, hey, every single federal worker is going to get their pay. Even the ones that don't work get their pay. They just have to wait a little while for it. Big deal. They get paid at the end of the month. This thing will be solved by the end of this month. It may not even affect their pay at all. So let's not worry too much about it, okay? This whole thing. Social Security checks are going to go out. All right. Health insurance is going to get paid. Essential services like Medicare, Medicaid, TSA, air traffic control, all will remain active. Non-essential services like NIH, CDC, WIC, they face a full or partial suspension. Many of them wind down, meaning that they're still going to be doing their thing, just not as much until they can get open again. Shutdown is tied to disputes over spending, foreign aid cuts, healthcare subsidy. What's basically going on right now is the Republicans want to simply put through a clean resolution, a CR, a clean continuing resolution, to simply fund the government for 7 or 8 weeks until they can figure out what they're going to do next. The Republicans have put together a bill that has nothing in it. There's no shenanigans. It's a clean bill. The Democrats have decided, well, we're going to obstruct that. We're not going to agree to it unless you add $1.5 trillion worth of spending to revive Obamacare and to pay for up to 16 million illegal aliens health and benefits and medical benefits. That really pisses me off because many people in my family, including me, don't even have regular health benefits. And it really, man, that makes me fed up. And I can see that in them trying to bend us over backwards and close down the government to try to make us agree to do this. We should not pay for medical bills for a single illegal person in this country until everyone in this country that's a citizen has that same coverage. And that's just the way I feel about it. Wow. All right. So anyway, this is the 11th government shutdown in U.S. history. It's the first since the 2018-2019 shutdown. They remember the mass shooting and the fire at the Mormon church in Michigan. Let's see. So far, just 4 people have died. The eight were wounded. Those numbers have not gone up. That's good. It does make it officially a mass casualty incident. The suspect was killed in a shootout with police. The fire damage was severe. 2 bodies were discovered in the rubble. Investigators are ongoing. I didn't see anything new there, but whatever. Wow, this chat GPT is getting to where it just sucks. It's not good at what it does anymore sometimes. All right, anyway, anything else, guys? Let's see what we got in the chat room here. Coming up on 90 minutes. What do you guys have out there? I want to show you a cool little thing I bought at Walmart. $20. It's got a little stand in the back. hangs on the wall, sits up like a picture, and you can put whatever you want on it. It's got an app, and on the app, it there's different things you can do with it. Let's see if I can switch it up here. I don't know. I don't know why it's not doing anything now. Whatever. It's like a child. Anytime you go to show it off, it's not going to work. There we go. Let's try that. Anyway, what it basically is for $20, it's a pretty good deal. It's thin, and it is just a color board, basically, individually addressable LEDs, and you can basically go in and you can tell it, if you want it to be a certain color, you could hit it, and the whole thing will become that color. You can use it like a light. You can use it like however you want. They also have lighting effects, different things you can do, different effects. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of got, for $20, it's a neat little thing to put in the background in the studio. And so, yeah, it was my little toy this week. I think it looks pretty cool. And I'm going to find a permanent home for it back here somewhere, where it can be part of my studio. I like it. It is controlled off an app on the phone, just like most of them are nowadays. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Yeah, episode 10 was weird. It was all so contrived. And Bingo has been knowing about this this been going on for years. The whole thing's just too contrived for me. But whatever. It wasn't. Yeah, there's a couple of really powerful scenes in 10 where they were all like sticking their eyes out and shit. Oh my god. Yeah, season 3 was not a good outing at all. There was a couple of good episodes, and even the good episodes were retreads. Yeah, you can program it, you can draw in it, you can upload pictures to it. I haven't figured out how to do it all yet, but yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, I'm always finding stuff like that, like this lamp I found here. It changes colors and does all kinds of shit, and that was $10. And I every month or so, or every 2 weeks, when I go, I allow myself a little, some little thing that can go in the studio here and make it look cool. And I'm adding stuff all the time. Yeah, episode 9 wasn't bad with the Gorn. But I knew they were going to kill that Gorn at the end. That La'an is just a hothead. I knew she was going to kill that Gorn. She could tell that Gorn was no threat, and she killed it anyway. Whatever. God, you know how many lava lamps I've had over the years? I've had actual real lava lamps back in the day. I love lava lamps. My favorite video game. Well, that's interesting. I don't play a lot of video games. I was known for a while there to do a little Grand Theft Auto even. I love driving around town. But I've got one game in particular that I play, and it's from 25 years ago or 23 years ago. It's called Generals. It's Command and Conquer Generals 0 Hour. Yeah, I never got into the Tron movies. I may try it. I don't know. The first one was neat in a way, but it wasn't like great. I don't know how to explain it. And then the second one was like 20 years later or something. Um, yeah, it's still out there. You can still buy it from EA Games in a big package with all the other ones with Red Dawn and all that in there. But I like the one called General Zero Hour, and I went and I have learned how to code, and I go in and download the mission maps and I code them myself. I like to go in and take a map where it just sends this big army down the street for like an hour, and I'll modify it. It's designed to be used with 4 players, but I'm only 1 player. So what I do is I go in and I give myself money, I give myself all the buildings I'm going to need and everything, so that I can play a game that's designed to play against 4 people. And but I love it. I have really a lot of fun with it. And I like I said, I go in and code my own maps and stuff, so it's pretty neat. Yuri's Revenge, I think I remember that. I think that's in that package. It came with like 12 different ones. But I mostly only played the one. There's one called Tiberian Sun. I played that one for a little while, but yeah, I love the defense maps. I love the turtle maps where you build your defenses up and they just relentlessly attack you for hours. Those are the kind of maps I like. I like the trail maps where the bad guys come all through the trail and they all walk the same path and you just have to wipe them all out before they get to the end. Um, yeah, there's a lot of fun in those older games like that. I've played newer versions of it, but I didn't like it. When I play that game, I don't like sit around and veg out. I'll promise myself 2 hours of game time if I get my work done, and then I get my work done, and then I will sit here and put on my music. I'll put on some Led Zeppelin or some Pink Floyd, Tom Petty, Fleetwood Mac, and I'll just sit here and I'll just play that game and for a couple of hours, and it really resets my mind. It helps me. The only Star Trek game I ever got into was it's an older game called Voyager Elite Force, and I had a lot of fun with that game. I played it all the way to the end about 10 times. Um, that was a great game. I finally figured out how to modify it after a while and give yourself better weapons and spawn more bad guys, and I was having lots of fun with that game. But I'm not a big gamer. That's about it. And the only reason I got into Grand Theft Auto was I got into the native trainer, and I got to where you could change the whole planet. You could make the tides rise. You could, make the storms be really intense. You could have everybody shooting everybody. I mean, you could like make it anarchy in the streets, and it was a lot of fun to change, the dynamics of the world, if you will, and then go in and have a good time with it. Okay, let me see what else there is. I'll admit it, guys. I've almost run out of things to talk about tonight. I will tell you this: if you're wanting to go to Disney World, right now is the time. September was the slowest month that Disney's had in a long time. Now, September is generally their slowest month, and now we're in October. It's going to start ramping back up again. But yeah, I know it's. I bought it through EA Games. I bought it through them. I've got the little EA Games launcher thing. But then I found this thing. Here, I think I can show it to you. I found this thing called Gen Launcher, and what's really cool about it is this thing will launch for my General Zero Hour. It'll launch all the modded games from one console. Used to be you'd have to go in and install this and move the files around and all that. And then one day I found this. I'll see if I can show it to you. Let me see. Okay, here's what it looks like. And you can see there it's basically just a launcher. It's got a nice UI. And I basically, these are all the mods that I've installed, and these are all different mods. They give you different weapons. This one's great, Giant Robot Edition. When you play that, the top weapon for each general is actually like a mech warrior, and he shoots, and it's pretty cool, dude. Uh, there's one in here that's a little like Star Wars. There's a couple that are like future. There's a bunch of like old tech ones. There's a bunch of different ones. These shockwave ones aren't bad. Um, but these are all different mods that you can choose. And then if I don't find the mod I want, I could still add these mods. They're still in the system, that I just haven't added them yet. And then I can launch the game from here. I can also pull up the world builder, which that's how you go in and do the coding. It's how you build the worlds and everything, the maps. Um, yeah, this is really nice, and this is free. You just have to buy a working version of the game from EA Games or whatever, and then you download this, and then this will run that. Um, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got all kinds of options and different things, updates. I have had real good luck with this, and I have a lot of fun with it. I'm currently playing. Which one is it? This one here, I think Generals continues. I like the weapons in it. Each one, the generals have like different kinds of weapons, and different things. But every one of these, it's all the same game. General Zero Hour, Command and Conquer Generals Zero Hour. However, these people have wrote mods, and this just allows me to switch through all the mods really fast. And then once you upload the game, you start the game and you start playing the game, then you go in and pick a map. And the map is where you use the world builder, and you can go in and change the map. You can add barracks, you can add war factories, which is where you build your tanks. You can add supply centers, you can add money, you can add little pillboxes that they stand in. Um, well, some of these mods add a bunch more factions as well. It's yes, it is not an EA Games. This is a third party thing. It's free. Yes, it is third party. I like it, guys. I'm telling you, man. If for an older game, it still plays great. You know. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's what I normally do. When I need to kill a few minutes, when I decide that it's time, that's the game that I pull out and I play. All right. Thank you everybody for being here so far. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. I forgot what show I'm doing. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth right here on Starship Adventures, and we are live from Starship Studios in Norfolk Myers, where we are broadcasting 7 continuous streams out of here right now. And over on Starship After Dark, you can find the 7.2, which is the free speech channel for ham radio. You can find the Florida ham radio scanner feed, and you can also find the train tracker for the Northeast, as well as the Chicago police scanner, the Baltimore police scanner, and the LA police scanner, featuring the call map and call sheet. And it's all really cool the way it works. You just go there and it's working and you just watch it. I ask that you guys give me a thumbs up on them and let them play for a little while. And also make sure you turn the subscribe off on that other channel on Starship After Dark. I don't want you guys to be alerted all the time when I'm recycling these streams. However, on this channel, please turn the bell on, because I will only go live on this channel when I'm going live on this channel. That's a change we made a while back, so that way you guys will get notified on the right channel and you won't get notified when all this other bullshit's going on. Yeah, when you download it, you don't just get generals, you get all of them. You get Red Alert, Tiberian Sun. There's about 10 of them, I think you get. You get the whole genre of games, basically. And it's like 20 bucks. uh, Unbroken? Well, we need to figure out what kind of walkie-talkie it is. Can you see the model number on it, or the name, the make and model? Um, yes, my studio is real. Yes. I don't know what else it would be. I mean, are you talking like, is it because you're not sure because if my studio is real because of the, do you think it's like a green screen? Is that what you're talking about? Because I can actually, well, there's the full studio. There's the whole thing. That's the way over there, that corner. That's the Linux supercomputer. And then I've got the purple, the black, the blue, and then back up there, those are all computers. Those are all HP thin clients. And then back over there, I've got another one that does my 2 Broadcastify feeds that I provide. And like I said, that's the blue. This is the red computer, 7 monitors, supercomputer. It's a 12 core. And then over here, I've got another, that's the thin client that runs the 7.2. Over there, that's the pink computer and the purple computer. And that does Baltimore and Chicago. And you can see those back over there. This is set up to where there's actually 4 broadcast areas. You can, behind me, there's a camera and a ring light back there. Also over here, you can go live on that computer and also on the Linux computer. The cameras are all in place. I've got a total of 7 cameras in here. Yes, it's a real television studio. I started working on this 5 years ago. I purchased this building as a shell, had it placed in my backyard, I did all the work myself, and I built this studio. The counter that you see here goes all the way around. I built this counter out of wood. I took sanded wood and I built this counter all the way around with the supports underneath. It's one contiguous counter that goes all the way from the side of the refrigerator here, all the way around the entire studio to the door over there. It's one contiguous counter. And then I painted everything black, and that way, you know, so it looks good on TV. And there you go. I've got 1, 2, 3 monitors that are dark because I took a lightning strike about 3 weeks ago. And it took out some of my display ports, not the monitors, but the ports on the back of my computers. And so I'm still working on how I'm going to resolve that. So anyway, there you go. This is my this is the studio, and like I said, from in here we can broadcast. Right now, I can broadcast 8 continuous feeds. There's 7 going out right now. The Linux machine over there is not configured. I'm having an issue I'm dealing with over there, but within the next day or so, I'll have that up too. And we will be going again with that, and then we'll have all 8 of them up, and then I'm in the process already of purchasing the parts to build 3 more supercomputers. Each of those computers will be 12-core Ryzen 9s, and they will have the ability, each of them, to broadcast like I'm doing here. And so that's kind of the plan on that. But yes, to answer your question, this is a real studio. Yeah. I think it's funny that nearly every night, this same jerk with all these different screen names comes in and tries to insult me. And it's like, dude, we all know what trolls are now. It's like, we all know. Jeez. Yes, the Jim Hadar, a species bred to be dependent on something so that they never go against their creators. Yes, that's true. You know, there was a lot of thought put into those characters on Deep Space Nine. In many ways, Deep Space Nine was the deepest, darkest Star Trek's ever gone, and I think it's one of the best runs ever. Um, yeah, yeah, it was called Titracell White. Was what the meth was called. Yeah. Uh, no, you're fine. Sorry, guys, if you're new to the channel, sometimes we don't know who the trolls are and who they aren't. We've got this same idiot that comes in every night and tells me that my studio is garbage. And so I never know if that's him because he has a different name every night. Um, my take on the Ukrainian war with Russia. Um, well, what is there to what is there to say? There's a lot of history there, but beyond the history and the recent, it was an invasion by Russia. That's what it is. I do believe that we should have supported Ukraine's mission. Although I also believe that there needs to be some accountability. I also believe that NATO needs to step up. The United States should be playing a tertiary role here, not a primary or secondary role. And I think it's important that we, going forward, that we try to limit our role to a tertiary role. And that's what Donald Trump's doing right now. Is he's like, no, 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 I'm not going to give weapons to Ukraine. What I'm going to do is sell weapons to NATO, and NATO can give them to Ukraine or sell them to Ukraine or whatever they want to do. And that's how we're doing it now. Yeah, I decided with my mods that if you guys are just going to come in here and be idiots, we're just going to block you. That's why YouTube gives us those tools. Um, you come in here every night and you call me Mr. Potato Head. That's as creative as you can get. And then you tell me my studio because you know I've put a lot of work into it and you know that you're trying to hurt me by attacking my physical appearance and by attacking something that I've put a lot of love and money into. You're just a little tiny man. You're the type of person that people just don't want to even be around. And so you sit at home in your mom's basement and go on and give people a hard time. And that's just what you do. And you think it's cool. Yeah. I don't get it, but whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not even sure what you mean there. Well, what's my opinion on the Ukraine war? I mean, I think any sovereign country that is invaded should defend themselves. Um, I think that when this is over, Ukraine needs to do whatever needs to be done to join NATO. We have to get that. We have to get this Eastern European thing fixed, and I think that's going to happen. Switzerland finally picked a side after 100 years. They finally picked a side, so I think it's going to happen. I think eventually that's where the bottom line is going to be. Is NATO will be complete, um, and I think that's going to help. Yeah, I didn't hide Sludgeon. He's cool. I guess, yeah. Okay. Sorry guys, we had a flurry, of absolute flurry of, well, okay, it was that same guy with a bunch of screen names. I don't know what you mean by maybe have video on your studio that's better than those other live feeds P. Not sure what that even means. Well, no, it would. I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be good at all for Ukraine to surrender some land. However, that needs to be on the table. Um, if you can give up a little bit of this and get a lot of that, and end up with some stability at the end, then maybe it's worth it. How could the channel be fake? Jesus. Yeah, whatever. So Victor, the cats are fine. The one that turned up missing for 4 days, she's doing great. The swelling in her eyes has gone down. She's fighting a little bit of a sinus infection, but she's doing okay. Um, no, I get that, Johnny. I do. These guys have been doing this for weeks. Yeah, I tell them they're helping my algorithms when they come in and start chatting and start typing, and then you guys start typing and they start typing and everybody's typing. It helps my algorithms. I'm getting a view because they're watching and they're typing. I'm getting the algorithms. But I decided 2 or 3 nights ago, I just decided that, I'm just not even going to respond to them. Let's just get rid of them. And so, and then tonight I thought we were actually going to get through the night without them, and then all of a sudden they popped up. But that's okay. Um, oh, they're bored. I don't, whatever. They're harmless. And like I said, if they want to come in here and help my algorithms, that's fine. I don't know if they're trying to hurt me, because they don't hurt me with their criticisms, because I'm pretty secure in what I'm doing here. Um, I mean, I produce the #1 live radio show in the area here before I do this show every night. So I'm pretty secure in what I do, and I get a lot of criticism at work too. So I mean, I'm used to it. My chat room at work is pretty nasty sometimes. Um, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I have told my moderators that I'm a free speech chat room. If you're pro Trump and someone's pro Biden, I don't care. I don't we don't ban people for having a different opinion. Okay? I welcome all opinions in this chat room. We ban trolls. We ban people that specifically come here just to call names and be assholes. Um, well, Sludgeon, they've come a long way. I'll give some credit to YouTube. They've come a long way, but there's still more that can be done. Um, yeah. Bloody wanker. Um, all right, for those joining us, I'm going to be on. I've been on 2 hours. I'm getting ready to go off here in just a few minutes. But on the screen, middle left is Portland. That's the only live shot I've got out of Portland. Above that is going to be over in the Middle East, and that is a pro-Palestinian protest. It's live right now in the middle of the night over in the Middle East. The middle one, these are live shots coming in from the Greta Thunberg troll flotilla that's trying to land, and every time they get close, they all get arrested. Most of them are sitting in the pokey tonight. And the far right screen up there, you've got Bourbon Street in New Orleans. The center one is I don't know what it's playing, a creek, and the right one is Times Square in New York. And those are our sights and sounds of Earth for tonight. Show us the cat, please. Well, let me see if I can find one. Just coming in. Coming, Shadow. You scream like a hurt you or something. Oh, don't meow me. What? It's Shadow. This is the one that went missing. And you guys saw her last night. She was the one I brought on last night too. This is Shadow. She went missing for 4 days. And what cats do, and guys, I have 3 indoor cats, but the rest of them are indoor outdoor. I've got cat doors, and they can come in, but they stay out most of the time. But I got 3 that I keep in all the time. Anyway, long story short, okay, cats, when they get sick, they go off. They don't want to be around other people. And so what they end up doing is they just go off, and we think they're dead or something. And a lot of times they go off and they die. They're sick, they're injured, they got hit, whatever. And so they go off and they sit somewhere, and either they die or they get better. I hate to say it, but that's the way that's life for a stray or an outdoor cat. She started feeling shitty. I didn't even realize she was sick. I didn't even know. Well, she was, and she ended up going away for 3 or 4 days, probably just under the house or under the building somewhere. But I had no access to her. I didn't know where she was. I started to assume the worst, that maybe she was done. She wasn't coming back. She's 10 years old. Who knows? She's an old cat. She ain't put together right. Her eyes don't match. And hell, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to her. So there you go. 4.5 days later, right after I called Carlotta and said, hey, I think our cat's dead. 2 hours later, she come walking up. And she's been real lovey-dovey. You can tell she was hurting pretty bad. I don't think she knew if she was going to make it or not. But she did. And she's back, and she's doing good. And her health is returning. It's amazing how cats heal at about 3 times the rate that humans do. You know, if you need a cast for 4 to 6 weeks, a cat can get away with one for 10 to 14 days. If a cat gets a really bad sinus infection, it would take you 10 days of antibiotics. Only takes a cat 4 days, maybe 5. Cats just heal a lot quicker. Dogs too, a lot quicker than humans. Well, probably just sleeping under the house because she was sick. I looked everywhere. I even checked things like my trunk because I unloaded groceries the day before. Stuff like that. I didn't know what to do. I start looking everywhere, and I looked everywhere I could see. But She was probably just under the house. You could feel her bones a little bit. She lost a few pounds. She'll put it back on. You know, she's eating. I've been watching her when I feed them. I watch her eat, and she does eat. Unbroken. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, maybe I'm just it's late and maybe I just didn't figure it out. But um, yeah, she's doing good. Her eyes look clear now. Yeah, cats run a degree or two warmer than we do. Yeah, that's why when you get a cat under the covers, man, it's a heater. And they put out some heat. Um, what? Meow, meow, meow. She is lovey-dovey tonight. All right, so I guess that's about it for tonight. Let me see what else we got going on here. We had great numbers tonight. We had about 700 people come through tonight. That's a great number. Thank you for that. And if you're new to the channel, we are here 6 nights a week. I do a little bit of everything, light on politics, heavy on science. We do a lot of storm chasing, virtual storm chasing. We do a lot with tornadoes and hurricanes. We also do manhunts, police actions, pursuits. We do a little bit of everything in here, and we do seismic, space weather, all the science type stuff. And sounds like maybe born with feline HIV. I don't know what that references to. Never had a cat diagnosed with that. Uh, yeah. It's fake enough that you keep coming back, isn't it? What brings you back is envy. Born with HIV. I mean, okay. She's 10. I don't think she'd still be alive if she was born with feline HIV. What do you think? You got feline HIV? You think? No? She's pretty sure she doesn't have it. Oh my god. These trolls, man. Ah. No problem, Coco. I plan to be back on. I'm sorry about the yawning. I do. This is the end of my broadcast day. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Um, yeah, no, I know. They get tested for all that stuff. I don't know. I've never had one that's had feline HIV or feline leukemia, but I know they're both out there. Um, Grundig 300 world band receiver. Okay, I'll have to look that one up. Um, Yeah, they're cloning cats, but I'm going to tell you guys something. It's not going to be your cat. You're going to get a cat that does some of the same things, gives you the same look sometimes, has the same fur, shaped mostly the same, but it's not the same cat. It can't be because the cat's soul's different. It's a different soul. I would never clone a cat because it's the soul that I really am interested in. If you're so superficial that you just got to have your cat back no matter what, then go ahead and clone it. But it's not your cat. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not your cat. It's a proximity of your cat. It's been assigned a soul. It's not like it's soulless or anything. But it's not the same soul that was in your other cat. So you can't expect it to be the same. It's going to grow up. It's going to be similar. It's going to be kind of like the brother. You know, it's going to be kind of like the cat's twin brother. They kind of eat the same things. They kind of look the same. But it's not going to be the same. There you go. Yes, they're definitely more prevalent now than they used to be. Um, well, that's pretty good, 15. But yeah, I mean, if you know what to do and you're taking care of them, you know, sure. You know, this one here, she's never really had health problems. There you go. Yeah, deploribus. I'm gonna look that up because I'm not familiar with it. I'm gonna be honest. Um, all right, guys, it's been 2 hours, coming up on 2:15, and I am going to go ahead and clear for the night. It's been fun. Thank you for being here on this very slow night. There's not a lot going on tonight, guys, as you guys can tell. But there'll be busier nights ahead, and we'll be here doing it when it comes up. All right. Thank you everybody for being here, and thank you to my moderators out there for beating the trolls back with a stick. And we'll be back on tomorrow night, right here at 9 p.m. Eastern, live from Southwest Florida, Starship Studios. My name's Ian. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth on Starship Adventures. We're on 6 nights a week except Saturday, right here on Starship Adventures, 9 p.m. Eastern. Join us. We'll see you tomorrow night. 7 threes, everybody. Have a good night out there and a safe tomorrow.